we're back. Back like we never left.
What's up?
Hey guys, and welcome back. We're here with our second episode of Breaking Builds. Hopefully you can see my screen again. Um,
Otherwise, it'll
and
look a little embarrassing, but
yeah,
good.
you know, maybe you just want to listen to two grown men talk, and that,
Nerd out for
yeah.
20, 30 minutes.
Um,
Just talk about shit.
So what I forgot to say last episode, and that Jeremy caught my rebound on, is we're here today making another video in our series. This one specifically we're catering towards building a tank. Um, so like the tank archetype that's gonna kind of soak a lot of damage for your team, soak a lot of the aggro and the attention from your squishier characters to kind of like bring the team together, I would say. Um,
Nah, I'm not gonna
what were you gonna do?
do it. No, no, it's a terrible idea. Let's
Okay.
just move on.
Anyway, so last video was super long. So our goal is to get this under 30 minutes. So we have no characters. We're gonna make this in front of you fresh so you guys can see where we start.
Don't worry, we already planned it out, so it's not
Yeah.
like we're literally. Maybe I should
Yeah,
do this or
whatever.
that, and like.
It looks good. But anyway, so I'm just gonna jump right in. Um, there's a couple kind of tanks in D&D. Um, in my mind, you have tanks that reduce damage. You have tanks that um, uh, like raw some kind of aggro, or you have a tank that has a really high AC. And you can have combinations of those. Gotta choose the other one. And you can have combinations of those two things. Like you can have a tank that draws aggro and has a really high armor class, which is kind of what I'm going for today. So I am if you I know you guys haven't watched me in many campaign, but one thing you should know about me is I I am multi-class hater number one. I like going all the way with one class and one subclass and just figuring it out and making it work with what I have. So my basic idea for today was I figured Jeremy was going to go for some kind of barbarian. So I was like, okay, I don't want to make a barbarian, so what can I do that kind of will do something different? And so I decided to make this.
Still ended up using both
Yeah,
using
still
fighter
still fighter, yeah.
in some way, but
I feel like to be a tank, you have to at least be a fighter or a barbarian, like one of the two. Even a
getting
paladin, I guess, could work. But
Paladin does work. That's more of the high AC archetype,
yeah,
because pretty much as a Paladin, you're almost always running medium or heavy armor.
okay. So our goal we're shooting here for is as good AC, and we're going to do that. Skills. What is this? Honestly, skills are always going to be pick your favorite. It depends on what your party has, right? So we'll just pick whatever, have some fun. History, athletics is always really good for frontliners, I would say. For these, we're going the tried and true um,
Sentinel.
Sentinel
Yeah.
and Polearm Master. Um, because I have a plan with this. I have a plan with this. And so I assume you guys probably already know, but for those that don't, Polearm Master allows you to make an opportunity attack when someone enters your reach. So when someone walks up to you, you can make an attack against them. And Sentinel um, makes it so that when you hit somebody with an opportunity attack, they can't move for the rest of their turn. So the idea of this build is someone walks up to you, you have a pole arm, so your effective melee range is 10 feet. So when someone enters the 10-foot radius, you can make a free shot at them. And if it hits, they can't move for the rest of their turn. So they're stuck 10 feet away from you. And this is really good because of the weapon we're going to be pairing it with. I am pairing it with a pike for this build, which is something that I've done before. Um, and it worked out really well. I think this is what I'm going for. Do I want Savage Attacker? No, I want Farmer. Going farmer here because I want tough, I want some beef to my character here, and then we're doing a strength build today. So we're going strength.
Most tank builds are probably going to be running strength, but you know,
It
there's
depends.
there's the
There's a good case to be made for a dex based
there's the
barbarian here.
yeah, I mean, there's like the tanky rogue
This
setups,
is kind of
tanky.
where I'm like, because I think you could go. There's a really good case to make a dwarf and to get that extra hit point per level. But there's also a really good case to go human
For that extra
and to take an extra
origin
origin
feat.
feat for either savage attacker, or I would say lucky is even a decent one.
Alert's good too.
Alert is also really good. So uh, dwarf is going to be a really good option. For this one, I'm going to go human, and I'm going to go lucky because I think lucky is even still just
Extremely strong, really strong.
extremely strong, especially when you're trying to have a good AC and prevent you and your other friends from getting hit, which is kind of the idea of this build. I don't care. Well, you know what? Let's just get rid of all the little sign language.
Fuck it, when
All right, going point by, and again, what you will come to know about me in this series is we run triple dump stats, baby. Triple dump stats all
triple dumpies.
day. Whoa. um. All right. Anyway,
Hey, bro, that doesn't look like triple dump stats right there.
well, it's a little bit better. Um. So
It's
what do we want
mildly
here?
optimized.
Uh, you know what? We're not here to do much thinking. All right. We're here with this is a respectable
I
stat
swing
spread.
at things.
Exactly. Um. I don't really care about this. Let's go back to class. Um. And we're just gonna use this to get our strength up. Alternatively, you can do the same cheat that we did last time, which is just throw on the Gauntlets of Ogre Power on this character and then just spread your stat points out. Um, Usually, those Gauntlets of Ogre Power or the circle. What's the circle called? The band of intel.
Band of intelligence, yeah,
Is that what it's called?
something like that. It's close enough. You know,
I'm losing. It's on the tip of my tongue. But there's a those items are really really good early game items. I feel like we get them every time we play anything. So the main idea of this build, right? So let's take a look at the
you're on mine.
class here. Oh, that's you. Was I picking your stuff? No, I
No,
was.
no, you just switch tabs and
So main idea of this build, right? So Born at the Saddle is not really something we're ever going to use, and I think they know that, which is why they give you a second ability, level 3. This is something you can do. I've done this before. I've had a War Elephant. It would have been much better if I had actually taken this. But this is what we're here for, this unwavering mark. So at level 3, um, you can menace your foes, foiling their attacks and punishing them for harming others. Whenever you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can mark the creature until the end of your next turn. This effect ends early, yada yada yada. While within 5 feet of you, a creature marked by you has disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target you. In addition, creature mark deals damage to anyone but you. You can make a special melee weapon attack against the marked creature. As a bonus action on your next turn, you have advantage on the attack roll, and if it hits, the weapon deals extra damage equal to half your fighter level. So not only are you applying a soft taunt, if they attack literally anyone else, you get an extra attack on them that does extra damage. And you can use this a number of times equal to your strength modifier. Um, so that soft taunt is what we're after here, right? We get extra attack, which is always good. And then warding maneuver is the other reason I chose this. So at 7th level, you learn to fend off strikes directed at you, your mount, other creatures, yada yada yada. If you're a creature you can see within 5 feet is hit with an attack, you can roll 1d8 as a reaction if you're wielding a melee weapon or shield. You roll the dice, add the number to the AC of the target. This is for you or an ally, I believe. I said, yeah, you or a creature. Um, and add the number rolled to the AC. If the target attack still hits, the target has resistance to the damage anyway. So this is really good. You can use it a number of times equal to your con modifier, which is another reason why I want really good con with this build. But being able to add an AC like bump like that to an attack against an attack is super good. It's you and an ally too, so you have an extra up to an 8 um, AC, and even if it doesn't work, you have resistance to the damage too, which is super duper good. We have Indomitable, which is super good. This is a little bit redundant with Sentinel here. It just says that if creatures try to move within 5 feet, even if they don't leave your reach, and if they try to attack someone else, you can make an attack against them. The reason we're choosing Sentinel is this same feature. I kind of just left this here. Sentinel's not required once you get to level 10, but I was building this character out for that purpose, so that's why I did that. Yeah. Hopping into the actual sheet itself, if we shoot over to equipment, there's a really good reason why we're choosing a pike. Oh, sorry. Mouse. Okay. I don't know why I just searched it there.
Search it in your inventory. You
Yeah,
already had it.
crazy. It looks so different. I'm so used to using the app.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, you can D beyond everyone. Fantastic.
So, our pike here. Bro, where's the weapon masteries?
Your 2014.
Uh, anyway, pike has the push weapon mastery, um, which is really fucking good because imagine this, right? This creature runs up to you to attack you or an ally, um, and when it's attacking you or an ally, you get a free melee weapon attack against that. And then if you hit, you push them back 10 feet, and they can't move until your next turn. So this just will completely paralyze any melee like enemy you fight ever. I've used it. I've used it as a bad guy, which me and Jeremy were just talking about before. I like betrayed the party, and I absolutely bullied our group's barbarian, who could do absolutely nothing. Um, because he would just get close to me. I would hit him, push him back 10 feet. He can't move, and then I would wait for him to attack me. I was just chaining him in the corner basically, just until he died. So the ideal way that you play this character, super simple. Um, you want to hang out around your friends because you want to have your allies, specifically your squishy allies too. Um, you want to hang out in close proximity with them so you can retarget attacks, add to their AC, kind of whenever someone comes near them, you can kind of hit them with the pike. Um, and then also with that Polar Master, you have that bonus action attack with the end of the pike, which is super good too. So you have all kinds of different bonus actions to get you more damage. You have that special one if they attack somebody, um, which is the warding maneuver. Or no, what was it? The unwavering mark. So this is super simple, but I think it's really good. And we're pretty tanky here. We could be up to 124 hit points if we chose a dwarf. So again, that's your own personal preference. And if all else fails, uh, in this build, we still have lucky. So if all else fails and you can't reduce an attack against you, and ideally for this build, right, we're wearing heavy armor, cloak of protection, heavy armor. I took the defense fighting style, so we're gonna be walking around with a minimum 19, um, with nothing else. Hopefully you have a cloak, or hopefully you have some kind of thing that will
Ram
increase your
protection, something
radiant
like that.
protection. Yeah. So hopefully, ideally, you're walking around with a 20. Um, in plate armor, you've got a pole arm. If you have a mount, that's fucking sick, honestly. Um,
Good for you. That's
yeah,
yeah, really cool.
I've heard of I've heard the legends of this build being done with the gnome riding the oh god the bloodhound or like a dog. So lit. Like that's so based. So based gnome uh charging into battle
Based in gnome build.
charging into battle on a dog. That's just fucking awesome. So
So funny.
that's kind of the basic idea of this character. This character is not going to be a skill monkey. He's not gonna
No.
he's not gonna be your skill guy. He's got saves, not great, honestly. That's gonna kind of be the weakness of this character, which you'll learn as you play it, is kind of those AoE spells that catch you and your allies, because there's not a whole lot you can really do in that situation. You're mostly focused on drawing attacks and reducing that attack's damage against your allies. Um, So that's going to be your main weakness, is going to be those spellcasters who are able to hit AoEs. Because if you're keeping close to your allies to protect them, um, you're going to kind of be an easy fireball or an easy lightning bolt. But yeah, so it's just kind of adjusting to the situation. Like it's totally fine if you're fighting a spellcaster to just run up to them and try to bully them, just because you are a fighter, right? Like, but if you're fighting, especially crowds of enemies, um, or like one bigger boss, you're gonna want to stay close to your allies and kind of use that reach and push mechanic to your advantage to just bully that boss in the corner, um, where they just get pushed back every time they come near you. Um, they can try to throw things at you, but you're still able to. You still have a good AC. You still have lucky. You still have your warding thing too. So you're pretty good. You're in a pretty good situation. So that's kind of the basic idea. I'm gonna hand the reins to you, and let's see what you're working with here.
All right. So mine is a lot more simple. We are 100% going barbarian. You read me like a book. One of my favorite classes. I've
Yeah,
played God knows how many at this
that
point. I
that much
mean,
I know.
just within the first year of playing, probably like at least four barbarians.
Yeah.
Um, and for this, we're gonna go 7 levels. I'll explain that in a moment, but we are gonna multi-class with fighter, of which fighter is I'm only really taking it for the second level ability for action surge, but we're gonna go 3, and then we're gonna choose this first because it's a little bit easier, a little bit faster. Um, Barbarians are really simple characters in general. You can pretty much pick whatever you want for your fighting style. Um, I just don't recommend anything ranged. Ranged for barbarians is kind of
Even
eh.
dueling is kind of.
Even dueling is meh, but I believe, I believe maybe it's dependent on DM, but some DMs are like, yeah, I can work with a shield. Who cares? Others maybe not. But we're gonna go with 2 weapon fighting.
Okay.
Weapon masteries. Who cares? It's all just Hopple is really good. Um,
I like topple, but you kind of have like you have reckless for most of your life. So like low key, I really like
there
cleave.
there
I
are
really like cleave with
good.
barbarians.
That's true. Yeah, there's like really good ones too. Uh, like you said,
Mm,
um, to avoid like just do more damage to things.
yeah,
Um, we'll just take Great Axe just for whatever's there. Um, but one of the things that does help for sure is when you do prone an enemy, they're not gonna like they don't have advantage against you,
mm,
and that does help in a lot of situations.
mm-hmm.
Maybe not all of them, but it
Very
helps.
true.
So you are reducing the damage that you are taking in a different way than you normally would be as a barbarian, where you just get hit and just take less. And um, having an enemy have advantage against you is not always the best thing. So even though you want to be recklessing every turn for the most part, there are some times where you're like, this guy's doing a lot of damage, and it's not something that I resist, so I'm just
Yeah,
not gonna bother with it. We were taking champion. The champion ability is just stupid.
yeah.
Just
And I think
just
the new one's a little better too. Yeah, because it
just
used to be just this.
just free.
What's that bottom part? The third level
Advantage on
initiative. Okay.
initiative and strength
Did you already have advantage on strength,
while
athletics
raging.
levels while raging?
While raging, yes. Uh, Again, skills or just whatever. Like you can pick whatever you want.
I feel like
Um,
those are the smartest ones, honestly.
yeah, intimidation for barbarians. For those who don't know, you in 2024 you can use your. Is that just 2024? It might be
I think I
period.
think I think it is
Might just be
2024.
period. But barbarians can use their uh strength for
Intimidation.
intimidation and things like that. You get a couple of extra stuff like. Realistically, all of your choices are just going to be personal preference
Yeah.
depending on what you want to play. But I'm picking my favorite, the Path of the Zealot. So, Path of the Zealot adds some. pretty interesting things for barbarians. Um, that first thing being your divine fury, which your first attack on every turn is now just going to do extra damage, which most barbarian subclasses don't get that. Most barbarian subclasses kind of do some funky stuff.
Mm.
Um, and this is just really consistent. So, you and it's damage types that are not super common unless you are multi-classing. Necrotic and radiant.
Radiant's like the best.
And you can choose which one it does.
Yeah.
So you can just rotate between necrotic and radiant whenever you want. But the main reason I actually picked this was for Warrior of the Gods. So as a bonus action, you gain 4d12s that you can use to heal yourself, which is essentially you're just getting more hit die to heal yourself, but you can do it mid-fight.
Mm.
And with the fighter multi-class, as we all know, fighters at level 1 get second wind, which is even more healing as a bonus action. So realistically, kind of you're kind of just taking a lot of damage,
Mm.
but you're not exactly worried about yourself. Your allies can, I mean, if your allies aren't healing you, what are they doing? Like if
The
you have a
tank is the best friend of the cleric
if
always.
your cleric is not healing you, what is your cleric doing? Like
Yeah.
even if it's just here's a healing word every other turn or something stupid like that. Like, um one of the benefits with 2024 barbarians, you just get a lot of weapon masteries. Like I'm still going.
Yeah, bro. You've like
Like
6 now? 5, 6?
I think it is 6. I talked about this earlier, but I'm actually gonna go with Mage Slayer here.
Yeah.
This feat is disgusting. Um, especially this part, the guarded mind. So one of the biggest weaknesses, and it's kind of a very, very big weakness that is memed on for barbarians. You're you are just going physical stats. If you're going mental stats, you're probably going charisma for a paladin multi-class, and even then in 2024, this is my obligatory fuck the 2024 paladin changes low key because
Yeah.
you just can't be a barbarian anymore,
Yeah.
and barbarian paladin is a super fun
Super fun
multi-class.
multi-class. Yeah.
Talk to your DM, see it, if they will allow you to smite as a barbarian. Sure, cool. Um, but yeah, that's just me ranting a little bit on something that I dislike. Obviously we're taking strength. We're taking strength. You are a barbarian. Who cares about anything other than strength, meat?
All right.
Yes, sir. So, for your background, generally you actually have a few options. There's things like Lucky, which is obviously really good. Um, Farmer gives you tough.
Yeah.
Um, it is a really good choice, but I'm actually going Soldier
For the savage attack.
for Savage
Yeah.
Attacker. Yes,
It's so funny because you went with more of a DPS
this is a
damage reduction
this is a
barbarian.
DPS. This is more of a DPS like DPS hybrid tank where your entire goal is to make yourself look like the biggest threat on the field
Yeah.
as much as possible. So doing more consistent damage, you're threatening the enemy a bit more,
Yeah.
and the chances of you killing the enemy on that swing and then just running to something else
Yeah.
increases, which then makes your DM have to think, shit, do I target their tank or do I target the squishies now?
This is so funny because like last week our builds like were very
Very
similar in function,
similar.
and this time they're exactly opposites. Like they're
Yeah.
perfect opposites.
We are going dwarf.
Yeah.
Uh Dwarven barbarians.
Yeah.
What like it's a match made in heaven. Like,
Yeah.
take whatever language we want. We're sign language and dwarvish. Imagine the dwarf that can't speak dwarvish. It'd be funny. Uh, bro is actually illiterate.
Econ dyslexia.
All right. Point by. Let me guess. Uh, probably don't need to go that high. Why? We are going the triple dump stat. We're gonna actually take the 2 extra points in wisdom because
Oh god.
as a barbarian, that is your biggest fear
Yeah.
is failing a wisdom save, and then all of this building that you have done to become this like big tanky threat on the field
Is now pointed at your
is now
allies.
pointed at your allies, and your entire plan is backwards. You actually have less HP than you right now, but which is kind of funny. But yeah. So inventory. Who cares?
Yeah.
Get whatever you want. You are a barbarian.
Yeah.
It literally does not matter.
Yeah.
Um, quite literally, it does not matter at all. Um, every weapon works except for ranged. I probably would not go ranged. Pretty much any melee weapon works. When it comes to armor, everyone like you don't need it, but everyone also knows about the elephant in the room, the fucking serpent scale armor.
Mm,
Assuming like really good light or medium armor can also benefit you too. Like you don't have to just completely ignore
mhm.
um your armor class,
Yeah.
um which
And
have
you can run a shield too
and you can run a shield
if
if
you
you would
want.
like. This specific one I chose just two-handers
Yeah.
because like you just run around either with one two-handed weapon or just two
Yeah.
weapons, and like I said, the whole point of this is you are a big threat.
Yeah.
um
These kind of characters are so like PYF pick your favorite
yeah.
because it's like you could easily go like, Great Weapon Master with this
Oh yeah, yeah.
and like
And
lean
do
into
some like
that.
real fancy like stuff with your great axe or like a
Yeah.
great sword or something like that. Um I mean, you're walking around with like a 17 AC with no armor, just a shield
Yeah.
and a long sword
Yeah.
or a great axe or a battle axe.
Yeah.
Battle axe with a shield would actually be really good with this.
Hmm.
You knock something down, then you don't have to use your um reckless attack
Yeah.
to force advantage upon yourself.
Mhm.
Um And we were talking about it earlier. I did say that pretty much any feat that like martial characters really don't care about like what feats they have
Yeah.
for the most part. There's a lot of really good ones that just add things like you get more move speed with speedy,
Yeah.
or for older players you probably know it as mobile. It's the same feat. They just renamed it.
Mhm.
You could do an ability score increase to just get um more strength.
Yeah.
Screw it, like who cares?
You would take one of the piercer, slasher,
Spearster,
bruiser.
Slasher, Crusher,
Yeah.
like those are really good. Crusher is actually really funny too.
I like Crusher.
Um,
That's my favorite.
that one really helps with like it helps with funnier like barbarian multi classes with things like monk.
Oh
You're
yeah,
punching
I didn't
things in
even
the
think about
face.
that. Yeah.
Even if you wanted to do this build as a uh this same two classes unarmed, you can because you
Yeah.
could just take the unarmed fighting style,
Yeah.
and then you do a D8 plus a
Who
D6.
needs a monk?
You do a D8 do a D8 plus a D6
Yeah.
plus half your barbarian level in damage
Yeah.
plus your rage damage. So you're just like, who needs all this fancy monk shit?
Yeah.
I punch really hard. Who cares? And that's one of the great things about Zealot Barbarian is that your damage is just added to everything.
Yeah.
It does not matter. Like it, you don't need to swing with um a weapon to get the divine fury.
Yeah.
I have a character in one of my campaigns. He is an unarmed barbarian, but he gets all this stacked damage from zealot as well.
Hmm.
Um, and realistically, your main weaknesses are once again can't really pick.
Triple take, dude. Look at that. Look at the vertical. Look at the
I
vertical
know it's
picture there.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
This is what we're looking at, folks.
As a dwarf, however, you do get advantage. As a dwarf, you get advantage on ending poison
Yeah.
or avoiding poison. Plus, you get advantage on dex saves as a barbarian, which is really nice. Um, and there's a couple of other things like you can't cast spells, so like certain multi classes just don't work.
Yeah.
Like good, I mean, you can kind of pick a warlock. It would be really interesting. You'd like have that like I'm the final boss mentality where you are this like spell slinger
Phase
Gish.
two.
Yeah, exactly. You're this spell slinger like weirdo, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they piss you off, and then you just go full
Yeah.
barbarian, and then start hitting things really hard. Um, and the 2024 Paladin
Yeah.
doesn't work technically with this
Yeah.
because you cannot cast a spell while raging,
Mhm.
and Divine Smite is a spell.
Yeah.
Um, and no spells also just means very little AoE,
Yeah.
very little ranged fighting.
Hmm.
You can get melee weapons that give you ranged options,
Yeah.
but for the most part, you are just running up to things and hitting them as hard
Yeah.
as you can, and trying to make yourself look like as much of a issue as possible.
Mm.
One of the good things about going like very high into barbarian itself. Let me go back. Where do I go back?
To what?
Builder. There we
Oh,
go. One of the good things about going higher into barbarian is you get things like fast movement, where as long as you aren't wearing heavy armor, which you
you're
shouldn't
not.
be,
Yeah. I
because you
know
can't
exactly.
rage.
Yeah.
Like your main bread and butter as a barbarian is rage. Uh, you get
Fairly.
extra move speed. You can
Oh, dude, you had
fail
another
a save.
reroll, man.
This is from the
Oh, that's the one we talked earlier.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is from Zealot. At 6 level Zealot, you can re-roll your um saves and add your rage bonus to it,
Yeah.
which is really nice. So say you fail 2 spells in a row,
Hmm.
use your Mage Slayer for that. Use your Fanatical Focus from Zealot for that.
And this is another reason, these saves is another reason why the Paladin multiclass is so good. Because
Yeah,
you get to that like aura of protection and you just
6th.
you have a really good bonus to your stats just from yourself.
Yeah, there is an argument where you could just go 4 Barbarian and then just go take 6 Paladin,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you have this aura
Yeah.
of which you can apply that to yourself and teammates, and
Hmm.
then it kind of doubles down on this like I'm a DPS tank.
Yeah.
I do a lot of damage. Um,
That smite nerf just hurts so bad.
this yeah, the smite change
It
really hurts
hurts.
barbarians. But again, you could kind of play it like the really weird like I'm the final boss type thing where
Yeah.
you rely on your spells, and then once you run out of spell slots, fuck it, here I go,
Yeah.
rage, and now you're doing extra damage on just your melees, your
Yeah.
regular melees. So, um,
It's also worth mentioning with all this. I don't think you've even said it yet, but I know your brain is there that
yeah,
the champion pairs so well with the reckless attack, dude.
yeah, you have advantage on everything.
Mhm.
That's kind of why I chose champion. There's other options for your fighter subclass. You can go something like you can go something like Rune Knight, which I've played before and
Yeah.
it's really fun. Um,
You could even go Cavalier.
Cavalier also works. Samurai also works.
Yeah. A little bit less.
Samurai is a little bit less so. Samurai is even more like kind of, I would say, bonus action like management.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bonus action management, but yeah, I mean, you're getting temp HP, you're getting advantage on attacks, so
Mhm.
that's like really good. Rune Knight just kind of doubles down
Yeah.
on the zealot philosophy where you're just adding another dice to roll when you deal damage
Yeah.
versus champion, which I just picked because it's just
Advantage
straight
on
up more
rage.
more
Yeah.
crits. Like, and you are on the field trying to be straight up evil.
Yeah.
Like you are the villain
Yeah.
to your DMs. Uh and then another thing that you get at 7th level barbarian is just when you enter your rage, you can also move up to half of your speed, which is really good. That gives you that gets you into the fight almost
That is
immediately.
really good. That was a problem that you had with Dren when we were playing
Yes,
a
yes.
lot. Was that
And
first turn dash just hurts so bad.
the first turn dash hurts, yeah, if you start off a fight very far away. Um, and then you have just really good hit die for short rests.
Mhm.
So you are always gaining like a lot of HP. You always have a lot of HP. I mentioned it's kind of funny that I have less than you,
Yeah,
but
because I'm tough.
tough,
For
yeah.
no reason.
Tough, yeah. I have like pseudo tough being a dwarf, but
Yeah.
um
But
y-
your effective HP is much higher because everything's halved.
like
Physical damage, you know?
all the physical damage is halved, yeah. You get extra attack as your 5th level. Some arguments that you can make is you can drop a fighter level to 2 and then take another one in barbarian instead for
Which,
an extra feat
yeah.
or an ability score increase. But that's pretty much it. Like,
Mhm.
you don't need specific gear at all for this.
Yeah.
It's just whatever makes you tankier, whatever makes you hit harder. That's it.
Yeah.
You can have things that give you move speed, like not everyone plays with critical role items, but like something like the boots of haste,
Yeah.
things like that, boots of speed, even like
I think if we're staying on the Dren theme, dude, the Butcher's Bib is like another
Butcher's Bib is
super
an insane
super
item.
good
Yeah,
item for
that's
this.
a crazy one, giving you that, that makes even more of a case to drop or change your fighter
Hmm.
subclass
Yeah,
because you could then just go the Dren build, which was it was a different subclass of barbarian, but just to even increase, I don't want to do that. I was gonna change the subclass. You could go
for a night.
Rune Knight,
Yeah.
and then once again, it's you're kind of throwing a little bit more into your
Oh, dude, this is so nostalgic.
you are throwing a bit into your. I don't remember what else he had. I think
It was
I
a
know he had
Thorn,
that.
yeah.
Um, like you can you have a little bit more tanking opportunities with this because you can use a reaction to um
Okay.
just move damage around from instead of your teammate, you just move it over to something else.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Um, it says here that you can use it on anything other than the attacker, but I mean, depending on your DM, they might not care
Mm.
about that specific part of it. Um, and you get him back on a long or short rest. Giant's Might is really good because it lasts just as long as your rage.
Mhm.
And realistically, what are you going to use your bonus actions for after turn two
Yeah,
with Rune Knight? Like it's not going to matter. I mean, you already have the advantage and stuff, but
you're there for the damage and the size, you know.
yeah. I think you get advantage on strength saves is different. I'm not sure if you get that with rage. I'd have to double check.
I think
I don't 100%
I think
remember.
it is.
Damage resistance. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
you
yeah.
do.
It's the same.
But I mean, whatever.
That's fine.
Double advantage. Fuck it.
It's fine.
Who cares? But you're doing an extra d6 to everything on hit. Plus, if you go more fighter, then you get that dice go increases and all this other stuff. So,
So if you were leveling from here, like from here, where would you go?
hmm, probably more fighter.
Yeah.
Probably more fighter, mostly because the increase to, um, I mean, just the extra attacks
Hmm.
plus the increases to Giant's Might and things like that.
Yeah.
More runes. These runes are really strong.
Mhm.
Um, get like some bonus damage with this one. With Fire Rune, you're moving damage around between teammates and stuff. Storm Rune was the crazy one, actually. Storm Rune is one of the crazy ones. Or was
Charm
it the?
somebody.
I think it might have been a different feature actually, like leveling up in the
There
same
was some
class.
more too. Like there were some later level ones. Like I think there was a stone one, and like
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Like
there's other
the
ones too.
runes are really strong, and that's probably why I would just keep going fighter.
Yeah.
But I mean,
They're spells for somebody who can't cast spells at this point.
exactly. Yeah, like having extra abilities like that is really nice as a barbarian. Like
Yeah.
but it's not 100% necessary.
Mhm.
There you go.
All right, man. I think we've done it. I hope we've done it. Thank you guys again. Again, we'll post this video and then I will attach PDFs of these character sheets so you can check them out a little bit, get some inspiration, um, and hopefully build your own tank. Hopefully, we've given you some good insight. If you're building one of your own, or maybe you're inspired now to try, um, these are always super fun. Um, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, we'll be back for a third episode pretty soon. So yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate you always for coming and watching. So yeah, thanks guys.
See you later.
See ya.